I would be remiss if I didn't come up with or ask you questions about bacon peanut butter pie and how that whole thing, that recipe came about.
Lord have mercy. Okay, I was reading a book.
What book was it, Francine?
It was a very...
Francine, what book was that?
It's like this. Okay, what shot do you want? Where do you want,
you over
under
here,
the camera?
Yeah, so this camera can get it.
I got it?
Go for it.
Okay, here's the balsamic glaze.
And so
that's it. Ta-da!
Ta-da!
There's him.
She said that's all it was.
That's all.
So tell us about this book that you're reading, Francine.
So I was reading a nice little book that was wrote by a woman named E.L. James, and it sold a few billion copies, and it's a nice little book called 50 Shades of Grey. And in this book, I was reading it, and I fell asleep reading the book and watching Not Your Mama's Meals by Bobby Dean. So I fell asleep and I had a dream about a pie. And this is the honest to God truth. I had a dream about a pie. I got up the next morning, and the first thing I wanted to do after I made breakfast is I had to make the ingredients for this pie and get the components right, because it was in my head. And I keep a paper by the bed, so if I wake up in the middle of the night, the recipe, I'm scribbling stuff.
She dreams about recipes.
I dream about recipes, but most of the time I can't read the handwriting the next day. So it was in my head, and I had to get up. And my husband's, it's like Saturday morning, and he's off work, and he's just hanging around the house. He's like, "What you doing?" I was like, "I had a dream about a pie." And he's like, "What was the dream?" He says, "You're just flopping like a fish." I went, "I made a pie." That's all I said. And it was a peanut butter mousse pie and everything. So he had bacon in his hand from breakfast, and he took the bacon and he dunked it in the mousse mix and put it in his mouth. He went, "Baby, you got to try this." And I went, "What?" And he gets another piece and he does it. And I put it in my mouth, and I was like, "I can mix this with chocolate and bacon and peanut butter." Oh, we're going to do this. And until like 3 or 4.
Chocolate, peanut butter,
and it was creative.
bacon pie. Yeah.
The hardest part was being in New York City at my editor's office and in a conference room with the speakerphone, because using the word Bobby Dean, we had to get his permission to put it in my book. So my attorney, my editor, me, him, his lawyer, everybody's on speakerphone, and they want to know the story of how it happened, and I'm like blushing.
So you had to tell that story.
So I had to tell that story to Bobby Dean and probably his mama.
And that pie went viral.
I had a bad dream.
After that episode aired on the cooking competition, it went viral. Huffington Post did articles on it all over the internet. So that's like the most famous pie in the world, probably.
It's the second most searched pie on the internet. And then they just served it on the cruise that I was on. They served it to 6,400 people. Got to eat chocolate bacon peanut butter pie.
That's awesome.
So it was pretty cool to have something like that in that mass quantity. That I was like, wow.
Everybody wanted to know it, and so you're probably peanut butter bacon pied out. You just like, I don't want to make any more of them.
I'm tired of it, but I still have to make them, and it's a little thrill every time I do it, because it's like, yeah. And then my husband, of course, is like, "What you making?" And I'm like, "Go away.
I'm not making the pie.
Just go away." Because every time he gets in the kitchen with me, something else happens.